Hello everyone and welcome. Right now I am at the West End Community Center where I have been teaching painting and drawing for a couple years, and it is a class that I have always loved to teach. It's actually the class that has allowed me to push my own skills the most because watercolor is so temperamental, and it's just been a great learning experience to go through the different YouTube tutorials and find a powerful approach to get people to make art out there. So I have my first guest today. We're having a little hangout tonight. It's Annika. Annika, come over here.
Where would you like me? In here?
Right here.
Okay.
Hello, honey.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. I'm so glad you're here. How are you liking our little Christmas party today?
I'm having lots of fun. I worked on my own little Christmas cards, some splatter technique.
Wow.
It's very fun.
Let's bring it up close so that we can really see the splatter. And what did you enjoy the most about my class, painting and drawing?
Well, it really got me into, I had done sort of nothing before this, so it really got me into wanting to practice every week and wanting to build on the things that you talked about every week.
Yes, because you have really been getting into Inktober.
Yes, and I loved doing Inktober. I was very kind of stressed about it at first. I thought there's no way I can do this in ink because we had just worked with pencils, and it was really fun. It was really fun just to push myself to do something every single day.
Well, it was impressive to think that you're an absolute beginner, and here you go. Great push. I think you're the poster child for what I'm trying to communicate with people, which is that the sky is the limit for you. It's never too late to start making art.
And you made it so easy and non-intimidating. It would feel like you could just do it, that you didn't worry about not living up to anyone's expectations, or it was really about just having fun the whole time that you did it.
A little bit of philosophy behind it.
Yeah.
Which project is a standout? Here we have last week the whales in the sky. Was there another project that you liked doing?
I really loved when we did the quadrants, and you did like kind of a sunset, and you also did mountains, a mountain range, and an underwater scene, and I'm trying to remember what the fourth one was. They were all really fun kind of introductions to watercolors and how to work with it, how to get it how to play with the bleed, how to play with darker colors, that sort of thing. It's really fun.
With landscapes, you really do get that opportunity to play with transparency, and then on a dry underpainting to go either scumbling or thicker paints, and then to add that texture or a bit of light and dark. Well, thank you so much for your beautiful testimony, Annika.
It's been awesome. I'm very sad this is our last class.
Well, you're back in April with me.
I am, absolutely. 100%.
High five. Yes. So I'll have you. So this book over here tells a story about my journey learning to teach. Imagine that, learning to teach. So I will have you, while I have my second guest,
Okay.
you can pick one to ask me a question
Okay.
about.
Perfect.
All right, so here we go. Now we have Colette. Colette, come sit over here.
Love to. Hello.
Hello, Colette. How are you
Hi.
doing?
I'm wonderful.
Oh my goodness.
Just like Annika, though, I'm a little bit sad that it's our last class.
Oh, honey.
Yeah. Thank you for everything. It's been amazing.
I love to be with genuine folks like you. And I struck gold with you. Nothing against a class that I like, but a class that I love, that's what I live for. And so show us what you did today for your Christmas card.
Look at this.
Let
Splatter.
me try to adjust it with the light
Yeah.
here. Oh, here we go. Yes, splatter paint today.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this felt very, I didn't know what I was going to do when I started this, but I wanted to incorporate splatter I always like to incorporate everything that you teach at class. And then it just kind of happened, which I'm learning that's just what happens in art class, is you just go with the flow and you see what inspires you that day, and somehow when you think you're going nowhere, you go somewhere.
You go somewhere.
Yes, it's amazing.
Of course it is, but this is the achievement too of a whole session working together. I like to teach spontaneity and to have a general idea where we're going, but it is experimental, and this is a great example of that. Look at these wild, lively brushstrokes. They really add that jazzy character. Earlier we were listening to some Christmas jazz,
Yes.
and I can see that in your painting.
Yeah.
Very good. So Annika, let's move on to which one did you
Yeah.
pick?
So I was really intrigued by your trees. There's 3 of them here.
Okay.
There's the reddish one.
The autumn tree.
Yeah.
What's Inktober?
And I love the combo of the drawing and the painting.
Yeah.
And I was super intrigued more about how to get that kind of realism while it also like when you first look at it, it's super realistic, and then you can kind of dig into it and see that there's like how you did it with the layers, with the different colors.
What makes this one stand out perhaps is this highlight over here. So that's really like a branch coming towards you with water. And here you have the same, it's a little bit less crisp, but you get a break from that underneath shadow that would kind of tend to shade it like a ball, like a crescent. Here you have the exception, which again pushes a little array of leaves
Interesting.
towards
Okay.
you.
And also
Yes.
carrying, I like that you've carried the
Do you want-
branches all
do you
the
want
way
to-
up too. Like that you've
Okay.
got branches higher up. I think I would forget to actually continue it through the leaves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm a student of the arts just like you are, and these tutorials, they really help balance out a composition until you can fly and you can glide on your own wind. But it takes a while. It's just basically you can see it like tools in your toolbox: the scratching, the splattering, the saran wrap technique. We have here one of the projects that we did, and after doing a few, this one I decided to go with dripping just a little bit of red, which is unexpected to an otherwise quite tame, quite expected scenery. And so again, once you've done the waterfall once and twice, you get bored of doing the same thing, so you want to find new ways to pioneer your own technique from the tutorial or from the template that you were working with. But being that watercolor is unforgiving, the tutorials really help.
Yeah.
Because with acrylics, you'll just paste it right over and hide a part of the composition, leave the part you like.
And do you have one that you typically follow, or like an artist that you love to follow for tutorials?
Stephen Cronin is just amazing. He brings the Bob Ross, who is, I think, more of an oil painter,
Right.
the Bob Ross to the watercolor. You can tell though that it must be very expensive to load a big brush like that and to work in 20 minutes. So that is a bit of a constraint. You really have to invest quite a bit in order to be free and create those washes, because then you're just rinsing off a bunch of paint that you bought
Right.
and then changing colors.
Right.
So that does go into it.
Fun.
Thank you so much for participating into perhaps the best, the most comprehensive review of an art class.
It was such an awesome class.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really, really freeing to just
Yeah.
be what you need to be on that day.
Well, keep being playful, keep being who you are. It's been wonderful to get to meet you too,
Likewise.
Yeah.
and I hope to
Thank
see
you.
you again soon.
Thank you. We will see each other in April.
In April.
Don't forget to subscribe and to give us a thumbs up.